Sagittarius, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early August 2025. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business, as always, and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Sagittarius collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide spirit team, talk to me. What do we got for these lovely Saggies in early August? What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Saggy. Early August, what's the vibe? What's the energy? Let's get this card out nice and quick, because last week's reading was most definitely different than what I'm usually used to seeing, so I can't wait for the follow-up. Okay, Falling. This is a bit of a complex type of card. Okay, now it doesn't necessarily have to be a warning. It doesn't have to be a bad thing. It's not Spirit saying like, hey, Saggy, watch your step. I mean, if you resonate with that, maybe. But to me, it seems that there could be some situations where it's like, out of your hands, potentially. That's part of the energy I'm picking up here. I'm getting a lot of stuff with this card, even though it's very simple on the face. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the August subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, back into the reading. Let's talk more in depth about this card. So as we can see, we have Alice falling down the rabbit hole. So again, not every message has to be big, grandiose, life-changing. It could be something very simple. Maybe some of you are diving in and out of internet rabbit holes, right? Maybe there are certain topics or things where like it raptures up your mind, where it's like, oh, I can't get enough. That's kind of an energy I'm picking up off of this. So there could be certain things that are beginning to fascinate you, really pique your interest. I know Saggies generally have a very inquisitive mind, and that's one of the messages we could pick up with this card. But at the same time, when someone's falling down a hole like this, it's like, all right, well, there's nothing I can really do except brace for impact. So for some Saggies, there might be situations going on where it's like, all right, well, I just got to wait and see how it goes. It's like one of those types of energies, which sometimes can be a little frustrating. For some of you, maybe you're just releasing control regarding something where it's like, you know what, it will be what it will be. That's kind of an energy I'm picking up off of this. So a lot of different things showing up here. Let's put her down. I can't wait to see what shows up within the reading itself, but we'll let her chill over there. She can keep falling down the rabbit hole. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for the lovely Saggies. Let's get it going. And while we get this shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. Definitely presented itself different than what you usually get. The reading was titled Too Much Too Soon. And it was peculiar because there was a lot of very positive energy, but it just felt like a little too much of it, or like an energy that was just like super, super intense. So we had like an energy that was like really super intense and then one that withdrew. So it's like we have an energy pouring it on thick, then we had an energy like stepping away. There was a good end result. That's one thing I could most definitely tell you, because by the time we hit the end of the reading, it was pretty good. But it was super intriguing how the energy showed. So we're going to see what shows up for you this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else's, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards for Saggy. I would say with that reading last week, just watch out for getting overwhelmed with people or situations, because that's kind of how it felt. Like it didn't necessarily feel bad. It just felt like too much. But let's get a few cards out here for Saggy. Okay, 4 Wands, cool. This could be some stabilizing energy, potentially. I really like the 4 Wands, the good old 1111 card. Very spiritual indeed. So lots of signs, synchronicities. Let's get a couple more. Let's see what else we could come up with here for you, Saggy. Thank you. High Priestess, a ton of spiritual energy in your reading this week. I mean, the 4 Wands, High Priestess, most spiritual cards in the deck, in my opinion, aside from Temperance and aside from like the Magician. So it's like we have a lot of spiritual heavy hitters for one reason or another. Let's get one more here. Thank you. 5 of Pentacles. You might be very, very sensitive to energy, more so than normal in this time. And that's something I'm already picking up. And I'm going to try to not go too intuitive, but just the way the energy is presenting itself, it's like you might be feeling what other people are feeling. And again, I don't want to go too far out there regarding stuff like that, but let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. But at first glance, we have a nice mixture of elements showing up, and I always like to inspect the elements first because it tells me how comfortable you might be in the energy or where it might be flowing. We're starting with fire. That's one of your comfort elements right there, the realm of action, movement, desire, passion. I usually like it. We have some water in the center, so that's always changing, always moving, always adapting. It's the realm of the unseen, the unknown, the intuition, love, romance, creativity. It's all internal energy. And then we have the pentacles, the earth, which is the outer world. So it's like we have a lot of inner world spiritual stuff. Then we have outer world as well with the pentacles, where it could speak about living situations, family, work, money, stuff like that. So we're going to have to see how all this stuff plays, because this could be all the same situation, or it could be different aspects or of different things. But let's go through this piece by piece and really start to build it out. Position number one, we are starting with the Four of Wands. I love this card. It's one of my favorites in the deck. And as you can see there, we have these two people. And it looks like they're celebrating, right? They're in front of that big old castle, the Four of Wands. Now, I do call this the 1111 card. A lot of readers do as well. To me, this is one of the cards of signs, synchronicities, and omens. So you might be seeing more number signs than usual, or spirit might be trying to get your attention in one way or another. But aside from that, this is like victorious. Now, for some people, this can represent group dynamics. Think of like family, extended family. We're thinking of parties. Like that's what these people are doing. They're partying it up. So to me, this could be a winner of victory. Of course, it could be a blessing as well, aside from that spiritual message. Now, since it is a four, it is a card of stability. It can represent the home. It can represent living situations, property, and stuff like that. But the challenging side of the Four of Wands is, although it might be good, it might be nice, it could also be an energy that is constricting, where it makes you feel constricted, right? Because fours don't move too quickly. They're an energy of stillness. So I'm thinking it could be good for most of you, but at the same time, watch out for anything that's like too restrictive for you. Kind of like what we saw in last week's reading. So let's get it tapped in right over here by the amethyst, making a mess, knocking the crystals everywhere. Moving to the center, while we get that tucked in, we have the beautiful high priest, this big Pisces energy. Now, I do connect her to other water signs as well, not just Pisces. Um, she is the matron of psychics, intuitives, and tarot readers. So whether this is an interest in the spiritual things, maybe you're tapping into your spirituality a little more so than you normally do. I love the high priestess. She is highly intuitive. So again, your empathy could be heightened. The energies you're feeling, you could be very sensitive to the energies of those around you, and even places you're at, where it's like, oh, I feel the shift from this house to this house, or this place to this place. It's palpable. Um, a big thing with her is secrecy, though, the hidden, the unknown, right? Because she has that volume of sacred law in her lap, and she's not speaking about it. She's very hush hush. So she knows a lot, but she's not saying much. Okay, so again, she could be the unexpected, surprising, mysterious secret. So we'll want to look into that much further as well and see if that could be a curveball. Now, moving to the back end, this could potentially be, if we have any warnings or rough portions, it could be this. We have the Five of Pentacles, and as you can see, the energy doesn't look too nice, right? We have two people that are tossed out in the cold. Now, I'm going to separate this for like monetary and worldly stuff and emotional. When it comes to business and money, this could be spirit telling you like, hey, watch the spending, maybe tinker with your budget a little bit, watch out for issues in the workplace or people you work with when we see the Five of Pentacles. But when we get to the more internal emotional aspects of it, especially with interpersonal relationships, it could represent missing people, missing someone, longing for a person. This could represent abandonment issues or feeling left behind in one way or another. It's not nice. It's a card of solitude and loneliness, even. So it could be a warning potentially. The good thing about it, and I say this about all fives, is it's an energy that's in flux, it's shifting. So it's not permanent. It might just be uncomfortable for the time being. So I want to dive deeper on all of it, Sagi. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. All right. Let's get a good shuffle here for you, my friends. And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot. because, as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Four of Wands. Oh, and yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Sagi, you can drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, let's get it going here. Four of Wands. What is happening? Okay. Eight of Wands in reverse. Okay. Like, it's an energy that does not seem to be budging. It's an energy that still seems to be present. It still seems to be there. Okay, so again, whether this is a situation, a feeling you're having, a person, like when I see the Eight of Wands in reverse underneath the Four of Wands, it's like, no, it's still here. Now, for a small portion of you, please watch out for the signs, synchronicities, and omens in this time, because when I see these two cards connected, it's like Spirit's trying to show you something, Spirit's trying to tell you something, and the energy or the message might not be getting through. So just keep your eyes peeled. And again, Spirit speaks to us in a lot more ways than just through number signs. We do receive omens in a lot of different ways, whether it's through meditations or dreams, synchronicities, and stuff like that. So I feel, especially in the short term, keep your eyes open for any synchronicities or happenstances where Spirit could be trying to guide you. Because I feel like the Spirit side's trying to get a message to you. That's just how it shows up to me. But at the same time, I also feel like something where it's still here. That's the best way I could phrase it. Like, it's still here. And energy is still here. It didn't go anywhere. Now, that could be good for some of you. For some of you, maybe not. Right? I guess it depends. But let's keep moving. We're going to see what the High Priestess has. But yeah, this Eight of Wands in reverse, like, it's an energy. Either it's looping around or it's not going nowhere. So for some of you, maybe it's a return. We'll see if we get more hints for that throughout the reading itself. But to me, it's an energy that seems to still be present for whatever reason. Let's keep moving. Aside from like the omen or karmic omen. But let's see why the High Priestess is in the mix. Why is the High Priestess here for Sagi, please? Thank you. The energy is just shrouded. Shrouded, my friends. Underneath the High Priestess, we do have the Hermit. There's just like an overflow of spiritual energy around you this week. And listen, I know some of you might not be the most spiritual people. Maybe you're still early on in your journey with stuff like that. That's very possible. But the Hermit is very similar to the High Priestess, where it's like either I'm hiding, or I'm hiding something, or I'm keeping to myself. It is very much someone in hermit mode, or just trying to keep something quiet. That's just how it feels to me. So again, yeah, it could be something or a situation that's like hidden, secretive. But this hermit, it's retracted, it's pulled back. Notice this is a card that's also at nighttime. It's very solitary. Now, in the positive sense, when we have the High Priestess and the Hermit, this is huge for prayer and meditation and going within, where you can find the answers within yourself. Where it's like, all right, you might not need, I mean, you could be getting signs, but you might not need all this advice or these external sources. The answer is within you. The answer is within you. That's showing up here. But at the same time, it's an energy that seems to be hiding. Okay, so I'm not sure if this is a person. I'm not sure if it's a situation where it hasn't popped up just yet, but you feel it coming. But there is something that's hidden, something that's hidden, something that's being obscured. Let's keep moving. Let's see what the Five of Pentacles has. And again, I'm not saying it's you. You don't have to be hiding a situation or something. It just feels very, very quiet, a little too quiet, if that makes sense. So let's go in on the Five of Pentacles, then we'll do our recap. So why is that five here? Okay. And then the Tower. It's hidden until it's not. It's hidden until it's not. So we have the Tower in the upright underneath this Five of Pentacles. Okay. It's an energy where, yeah, it's shrouded, but it is not going to stay that way. That's for sure. Now, for some of you, you might be going through a bit of a transformation, a bit of a change. And when I see the Tower, that's Scorpio energy. All about transformation and change, but the Tower is shocking. It's uncomfortable. So it's like we have this very secluded, quiet, hidden type of energy, and then kaboom, the Tower comes in for whatever reason. Now, again, the energy, it could be a surprising problem or situation or something that was hidden that like finally comes out and makes a lot of sense. That's just how it feels to me, especially with the Five of Pentacles and the Tower. So to me, it's either a change that's a little uncomfortable, a change that is a bit difficult, where it's like, oh, usually Saggies are good at adapting, but this is like, I'm having a hard time adapting to this. But for another portion of you, it's like, no, this energy is coming out. It's like, it's shocking. It's a shakeup. So again, I do feel like there could be like a hidden piece of information or a hidden situation that's going to come to light. Okay, that's just how it feels. Like whether you like it or not, like the energy is coming out. Again, this could be somebody else. It doesn't have to be yours, but the energy is showing up here in a real strong way. Let's go through and do a quick recap. Then we'll get into the shadow card. So night and day difference from the front to the back. Whereas this energy in the front is like super reliable and not going anywhere. This energy is all over the place. But if you kindly look here in the box, position number one, we have the Four of Wands, Eight of Wands in the upper, in reverse, actually. So again, this could be a situation that's still lingering, where it's like, no, it's still here. I'm still here. It's like giving me that kind of vibe. There's also really powerful energy around omens. Spirit trying to speak to you, spirit trying to send you messages, and these messages might not be fully getting through. Moving to the center, we have the High Priestess with the Hermit. You could go within and get this information. You don't need outside sources to get it. Like you can do some reflection to figure out what Spirit's trying to tell you. But at the same time, High Priestess and the Hermit, that's just very shrouded, very hidden type of energy. So again, whether it's a situation or whether it's someone in hermit mode themselves, just doing their own thing, it doesn't stay like that forever. I mean, things in life always change. But when we get to the back end, we have the Five of Pentacles with that Tower coming in. So again, that shock, that surprise. So to me, it either feels like a situation that pops up out of nowhere in a surprising or unexpected way, or it's a change that's uncomfortable, where it's like, I can't quite adjust to this energy. It's like so powerful, it's hard to adjust to. So please take a screenshot if you want to look into that further. Let's see what's in the shadows. Let's get you a good shuffle here. And yeah, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing too. So let's get you one. Oh, and yes, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get it going here. What do we got for Saggy? Thank you. The Emperor, Aries energy, usually the initiator. Now, one thing I'll say about the Emperor, it can represent divine masculine figures. It could also represent authority figures as well. Usually the Emperor is like a shot caller, the big boss, where it's like, no, this is what it is, this is how it has to go, and this is how it's happening. So when we see the shadow side of it, it can be a little too overly controlling. So as a shadow, I would say watch out for anyone trying to force you to do things. Any forces, watch out for issues with people in perceived positions of authority, because you might clash with that when the Emperor shows up as well. Now, sometimes this could be Spirit saying, like, Saggy, you might have more control than you think you do. Seeing the Emperor in the shadows, it doesn't always have to be bad. Like I said, there could be a situation where even though it might feel like Five of Pentacles Tower, you probably have a little more control than you'd give yourself credit for. But I would also say, yeah, watch out for anyone that's like micromanaging and too controlling in this time. Okay, and that could be advice as well for whatever situation you're dealing with. Spirit might just be telling you to let it flow. Okay, like there's certain things you can control, certain things you can't, and you just got to let the rest flow and do what it does. So we're going to leave it at that, Saggy. That's what I have for you this week. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the August subscriber surprise. If you would like further insight on your situation, you'd like to have a little chat with me, you can book a personal reading with me on my website, mastermetaphysics.com. The calendar for August is up, so you could go check out the availability over there. But for the August subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 3 copies of one of my most favorite decks, the classic Gilded Tarot Royale. It's beautiful, and it's definitely one of my go-to decks. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, we have a very easy question this month. Out of all the tarot cards in the deck, which one is your favorite? Is it the one that attaches to your zodiac sign? Is it one where you just like the art? You can put that answer down in the comments, and you will be entered to win, my friends. And as usual, the winners will be announced in the community tab at the end of the month. My friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.